any facility nearby you in the upcoming, or if you can come down in when we maybe your short tour in the second year, you South India tour, something like that. If you have planned, if you try to come here, then when you see here, you will try to correlate what you see in slide. You will able to see here in the process as well. So you may not largely want to get into depth of this print techniques, but end of the day, when you go to job in even in a food industry, your role will be, let's say you are in a quality, you will be assigned to check in, including the packaging material, because you are the person, you will know the what is the product getting packed, is the information what is product in the printing is right, etc. So the role, at least you have to have a first hand information about the printing technology. That's where it will be helpful. Or you are become an entrepreneur, then it becomes helpful. What kind of print technique to be chosen when you want to decide, depend on the packaging material you want to print. So that's it from my side. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Thank you, Bhupalan. So I think we have covered all the advances of packaging and printing, starting from primary packaging to various methods of printing like offset printing, flexographic printing, screen printing, and digital printing. So thank you for your thought-provoking lecture on packaging. So definitely this is going to be a motivational and inspirational for our students who want to pursue excellence in packaging, which is which has to be explored a lot. So I think our students definitely is uh, going to play a major role in the packaging area, because to my knowledge, you are the only one alumni who is doing expertise in the food packaging area. So I think you have developed you might develop our students in the particular area in the future. Thank you. Thank you for your sparing your valuable time with your busy hours of work. Thank you, Bhupalan. Now it is open for discussion, and our students and faculty members can interact and they can clarify.
Bhupalan, for the wonderful lecture.
Thank you, sir.
I have a question, basic, very basic.
Right.
We have so many choices of films for doing the packaging of a particular food. In a major industry like yours, how do they make the decision? How do they narrow it down? For instance, a particular biscuit. When you have n number of options available, what is the formula? What is the magic?
See, it's a very valid and good, very good question actually. So it's a daily debating subject for me with my customers, etc. So the of course the primary the choice of selection depend on the product characteristics, which has to meet with the packaging material select what we make. The next is the how do you want to position the brands. Let's say you want to push into the very premium brand, or you want to the class of people where you want to, or what is the target audience, what you want to position the pack. That will decide the kind of the substrate what we use. And third is the commercials. At the end, what is the end product? Let's say it can be a 50 paise product, or it's a 50 rupees packaging, right? Those two differentiates. I think all these three um, will largely decide the this one, and probably sometimes it also operations, particularly in today's world where a lot of high speed operations happens at the automated lines, etc. That also to the extent will contribute to the decision making. If there is a specifications, typically what happens once we create a product and then it goes for a packaging decision. But in today's context, there are goes in hands on hand and then goes for a shelf life study, etc. Once the shelf life study completed, you largely know the structure. What is the kind of the specification to be used? Once, let's say, to create a barrier properties, etc. What is the kind of substrate to be used? Then we freeze the specification, or maybe in terms of OTR, WBTR, or what is the light barrier required, or the sensitive to sea level mechanism, etc. Once we freeze those specification. Then rest is becoming a choice of uh, machinability, the format, what we want to look at, the aesthetic appeal at the customer brand end, the convenience of the formats, what we want to choose. All these features as a package will design the final format. At the end of the thing, also commercials which will get add to that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, good
Nowadays,
evening.
hi, sir. Nowadays, plastic is has to be banned. It's big issues, right? So, what are the industry
Hi.
steps have been taken of moving from plastic to the bio-based materials? So, what ITCs, any initiatives have been taken for any product on bio-based packaging?
Right. So it's a first plastic is not banned everywhere. I would like to clarify that plastic is not a enemy at the end, right? So it is today's perspective. Probably that's a myth somewhere gets created or a pill. Plastic is a problem when you are not handled well. So when we are not able to, as a consumer, it is our responsibility that we dispose at the right places. That is the first hand thing we have to create ourselves. Next is once there are certain products, yes, you are right. There are certain products in India which is already banned. Specifically in Tamil Nadu, there are 14 items which are already banned, like cups, plate, cutleries, trays, or spoons, national flags which are made of plastics, or candy sticks, or thermocol boxes. Those kind of packaging items made of plastics got banned. Other than this, there is no plastic ban happen because there is no viable alternative today available to pack the product to give the those kind of economy and scale available in today's world to pack it. Of course, there are a lot of works happening around creating the bio-based or a biodegradable or a compostable packaging. I think I presented during the conference what is organized that time now. So that itself, there are a lot of works being done. Apart from that, the concept of sustainable packaging getting evolved in India. That is called plastic waste management regulation already implemented, which demands EPR. EPR means extended producer responsibility, wherein whoever uses plastics, let's say any brand owner uses plastics, including institutions, any institution uses plastics, they have a responsibility to register under the EPR or PWM, and then whatever the quantity of plastic used has to be collected back, gets recycled, and you have to show it to the government as like GST, any other GST, you have to file it back. That is what today's content. There are a lot of works which are being done on the bio-based and compostable packaging, but the scale at which being done is very narrow because in today's world, if you look at the infrastructure available, not even 5% of the plastic capacity, there is no biodegradable or compostable material available. Therefore, a lot of opportunity for research, all those things. So a lot of types has to be done. Being a food for the students, it is being a food technology. It's a very good opportunity for you. You know what is the best characteristics of the product, and you can work on the biomaterials as well. Because TNA is the best place for you to learn both bio products, bio-based products, as well as the food. I think that combination very.
So why, sir, primary colors are not used in the printing? What is the reason, sir?
The reason is primary colors are, if you combine the primary colors, it will become blacks immediately. It is not, you cannot separate the dots. There are two theories, in fact, in the printing industry, color theory we call it. There are additive theory, there are subtractive theory. The same primary colors, you in the whatever the pigments you get out of the extracts when you make, right? So the pigment life is not so great when you print the dots together, you will not able to see the very sharp image out of that. But of course, in a natural perspective, when you see in lights, all are primary colors. So if you see the same primary colors through the primary printed medium, your dots will not be reflective on the very reflective to the sharpness what we need. That's why we don't use RGP. That's we use the CMYK. If you use RGP, because your visible from your eyes are the lights are through a primary colors, right? What you see through eyes are a primary colors. The same primary colors you use for printing, the eyes will not able to differentiate between primary colors and the printed substrate. You will get into the wherever you want to have a sharp text, the sharpness what you want to create, the depth what you want to create cannot be met. That's the reason.
Alan,
Hello sir, how are you sir?
fine, fine, thank you. Is there any thumb rule, that is what should be the cost of packaging with respect to the cost of your product?
Yes, very valid question, sir. So in today's context, most of the FMCG brands per se, consumer packaged goods, depend on the product segment, but largely I say a thumb rule. They say for almost 4 to 5% is for the consumer packaged goods segment is being considered for the packaging cost as a overall packaging cost, primary, secondary, tertiary, everything put together. But it goes even up to 10%. Let's say for chips packet, the cost of more than the chips, the packaging is
That is what
higher.
I'm asking. Okay.
So there it may be
Then,
around a 10%, but largely where it's a, let's say it's a noodles, then it may be around a 4 to 5%. That's where it is.
suppose a small entrepreneur has to go for some labeling, printing label. You said, I think digital printing will be more economical.
More economical, correct, sir.
Digital. What is the minimum labels you can print?
Minimum digital, you can even print one.
Okay. But it is cheaper compared
It
to
is
other.
cheaper, faster. As
Uh,
he thinks he can, next day he can. I
Thank you,
think time
sir.
is ticking. That is where the questions are not coming. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your extensive knowledge on packaging and printing technology and also for graciously responding to our queries. I now solicit Dr. S. Ganapathy, sir, Professor, Department of Food Process Engineering, to offer the vote of